It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Time to get excited. I know Riley's really excited. Yeah, it's kind of his spirit animal has just walked into the building.
I'm a groupie.
He's fanboying at the moment. Nothing wrong with that. Well-known extreme swimmer, performance coach, and inspirational speaker, and good friend of our show, Ryan Stramrood, has been nominated for the prestigious World Open Water Swimming Association Man of the Year Award. Wow, this nomination came after Ryan achieved the record number of crossings between Robben Island to the mainland in June of last year. During all of the craziness, he was able to do it. The extreme swimmer joins us now this morning to chat about this incredible achievement and the kudos that seems to be coming with it. You look like you're training at the moment, bro. You're looking lean, mean, tanned, ready for another swim. Welcome to the show, man, and congratulations on the nomination.
Thank you. It's just a tight T-shirt.
That's his secret as well, man.
Why give us secrets, man? Listen, Ryan, man, it's such a pleasure having you in the studio. We were chatting, obviously off camera, and I'm just learning about your fascinating world, and so blown away. 109th swim,
Wow.
crossing Robben Island, from Robben Island to Bloberg. It's about a 7.1k swim. It's treacherous, it involves...
It's tough waters.
It's cold water, it's tough, it's crazy, and the man has done it 109 times in total. Bro, tell me about this swim. What makes it so special? It makes you keep coming back for more and more and more. That is insane.
Well, thanks. Firstly, you know, it's the challenge of a Robben Island. It's always a tough swim. But the real challenge is not the distance. You can train to do the distance, you can get your body in shape, but it's that cold water. You're not wearing a wetsuit or any grease. I do it only in a Speedo, goggles and cap. And the impact on the cold is what impacts the mind and the body quite profoundly. It makes it very difficult to perform. And that's what keeps me coming back, because you learn so much about yourself. And no two Robben Islands are ever the same. You know, Lewis Pugh and I do a crossing every now and then together. And every time we walk out on the beach, we look at each other and go, that's just not what we expected. You know? So it's become a fantastic training swim for me, actually. You know, I pay it every kudos, but I'm training for some bigger and tougher swims, and
really?
Robben Island throws absolutely everything at you, you know, from the cold water, from the currents, from the waves, from the things that sting you and scare you and everything. It works for body and mind.
I got to just put this in perspective. I attempted the Robben Island swim. I had to do it with 3 other people in a team, and it was the hardest swim I've ever done in my life. Imagine doing this for practice.
I'm just thinking of the depth below, the dark depth below, and what goes on, what must go on in your mind. You mentioned Lewis Pugh. I know that he's a genetic freak where his body literally adjusts like that. How much of your ability here is physical, and how much of it is mental? Because so much of what you speak about, you become such an inspirational speaker because of something going on in your head through this process, as you said, something that attracts you. How much of this has to be done in the mind?
Oh, great question. It is very much mental. I'd say 70% mental. Clearly, you've got to be conditioned. You've got to toughen up. But you know, we haven't evolved well to handle cold as the human species. We've evolved pretty well to get out. So all it can do when you get into cold water, it knows down the line you're going to die if you stay in here. Therefore, it denies you the ability of rational thought, and all it wants to do is make you think of negative things and get out, self-doubt, pain, panic, fear, and all of those things. So when you start to realize how powerful, firstly, this defense mechanism is, and how difficult it is to override it, but also how overzealous it is. It wants you out now. I only have to get out much further down the line, and believe it or not, the magic happens in the middle. And when you start applying that to everything else in life, when there's a difficult decision, when you're feeling out of your comfort zone, when you worry that failure might be down the line, we avoid it rather than, you know, push past the line that our minds are telling us we shouldn't go past. You've got to push past that line, because there's magic on the other side of it, and that's what I preach.
Oh, so life lessons, never mind just swimming. Absolutely love it. Now, my other question to you is the fact that figuring out the maths, you've done over 100 of these swims, and there's definitely not 100 years in your life. So you're swimming this quite often. And to add to that, the fact that you only started at, I think about 2003 is when you actually started swimming.
Correct.
You weren't really swimming like this before then. So it's been a relatively short...
Like once a week, basically.
Literally.
You do the math.
I mean, what's the reason for even taking this up? I mean, obviously, later on in your life, you decide, I want to be an extreme swimmer. What actually happened there?
Yeah, it's definitely a journey. I certainly didn't wake up and go, I want to be an extreme swimmer. It's been a fascinating journey for me. Robben Island crossing, I was getting lazy and fat on the couch, and I wanted to get fit. I was just before my 30s, and I joined a little swimming squad, And then you meet the right people, and you meet someone who's done a Robben Island crossing, and that's fascinating to you, and you put them on this pedestal. Eventually, you train, and I did the first one, and I realized, you know what? It was impossible for me only a few months ago. Now I've just done it. What's next? I started the journey, and then became fascinated with the element of cold, and how that was impacting me, and also all these little impossibles in my own life that have just kept me in the straight and narrow, delivering nice, steady performance in whatever I did, but underachieving potentially to my full potential. And slowly but surely, you take on a bigger swim and then a bigger swim. And Robben Island has become routine for me. It's always difficult. The day I pay it disrespect, it's going to kick me in the butt. I know that. But now, basically, my calendar is I look at my work day, I look at Wind Guru, and if the two match, I look at what the ocean temperature is. I make a few calls, and I go, I'll be at the island by 6 in the morning with a company called Big Bay Events, Derek Fraser. They help me.
Yes. Because you need the infrastructure, man.
You need a support boat. You need permission from the island. Sand parks are involved. There's some big ships as well. So you just got to structure it. But yeah, so that's what my day looks like usually.
It's led you to the point of being nominated, as watch him puff out his chest, Man of the Year. That's the World Open Water Swimming Association. So it's your peers. It's guys that I would imagine you really do respect, that also know all too well the challenges that are involved in this kind of endeavor. How proud are you of this achievement? I know you're not quite there yet. It's a nomination, but how did that make you feel? Because this is validation in a very different kind of way.
It really is, yeah. So I'm super chuffed, obviously. I was quite surprised. And, I'm the only South African to have been put forward for this category. And it's amazing. Quite often, life just goes on for me, and suddenly you realize that you actually being acknowledged globally by your peers. And the World Open Water Swim Association is a very well-established body, and it's running these awards. So I've got to get some votes to win it, but the nomination was a real feather in my cap. It also puts South Africa and Cape Town on the map. We're a great swimming destination. You've got to be tough to swim in our waters, but more and more people are, and this just helps showcase that. And so to spearhead that is awesome.
Can we vote? How do we vote?
Absolutely, yes. Please vote.
Vote.
Get him Zanzi to vote for Man of the Year.
The easiest way to vote is to go to my Instagram, where there's lots and lots of swimming pictures and stuff. But Ryan_Stramrood.
Okay.
Maybe you can put that on screen, I don't know. But give me a like while you're about it, guys. And you'll find in the bio, there's a link, click it and hit the vote.
Yeah, Mike.
That will be really cool. And I'll put lots of speedo pics up for those who like that. And
maybe rival as well. Actually. you might join
my
that.
guys, Speedo brethren. But guys, of course, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you. And of course, Mzansi, don't stress. I'm going to be chatting to Ryan a little bit later. We're going to go through a little ab workout and put those 107 swims to the test and see what that cause up to. So we'll stick around for some more magic later on. But let's see what's cooking in the kitchen, because it smells divine, and Jenny Morris is about to deliver.